Virgo, the Virgin. Here's your reading for September 2017. Just as a reminder, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And remember, guys, that sometimes these messages here, they can cross over, so either it'll be happening to you or be coming from you. So apply it to your guys' unique situation. If you guys would like to book a private reading, please see the description box for a link there and information upon how to obtain one. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the deck, and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede this reading to provide Virgo with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Okay, Virgo, we're coming into the reading with the Five of Swords here. Okay. Virgo, okay, before I get started, let me go ahead and explain the card positions. There's a lot kind of going on here. So these two cards right here represent the issues at hand. So it's kind of one issue, the other issue. These cards right here is clarifying these two issues at here, meaning just basically what's keeping the issue at bay. You know, what's keeping the issue alive, preventing you from moving forward from it. And then these cards here clarify these two cards here. And it's basically how to overcome it, or advice in terms of moving forward, or how to cope with it, or, you know, possibly solve it. What you're resting on, or your foundation, obviously how you come into the reading, and then what's in your mind, the cards that are crowning you. Okay, Virgo, so coming into the reading, the Five of Swords here. When I look over your reading, Virgo, I'm picking up a lot of lack of trust, but I feel like you're here for a reason, or you're at this precipice in life in terms of not trusting for a specific reason. If we move over here, Virgo, you have the Seven of Swords here. Ten of Cups reversed, full card reversed, Six of Swords, and the King of Cups reversed. When I see this, Virgo, here's where the trust, or the lack of trust, kind of comes in terms of me releasing or providing you with these messages. I'm feeling, Virgo, like you are very suspicious this month, I want to say, of people's opinions or people's motives, which we should always be. We should anticipate that, but let's not be suspicious to a point where it's at a detriment, or it's to a detriment, right? Because, Virgo, what that does is that prevents us from being in certain positions, and placing ourselves in positions where we can be at the right place at the right time, type of thing, and we can really build some really strong allies or some really strong relationships. But when we have this mistrust, this displaced mistrusting essence going on, that's when we miss out on those opportunities. Missing out on an opportunity like the Four of Cups over here. But let's focus on here for now. The Ten of Cups, Virgo, and the Fool card reversed. I feel like it's it's lack of emotional fulfillment, right? But it's more of a misplace of values. Can also be the Ten of Cups reversed. Because you have it. You can achieve it. You can have emotional fulfillment. But what are you doing? What are you misplacing in terms of a value that's preventing you from obtaining it, or preventing you from seeing that it's actually there? It's for the taking, Virgo, but how are you going to take it? Will you take it if it's being presented to you? Are you going to take that leap, Virgo? Are you going to recognize that maybe this suspicious outlook is not really serving you? Yes, it's protecting you, but it's preventing you from relationships at the same time. See how it's counterproductive? It's a double-edged sword here. Yeah, it protects you, but it's preventing the relationships from coming in, from even obtaining this, or from giving yourself the chance to obtain emotional fulfillment. I mean, it's like a beautiful disaster, sort of, in a sense. Because I see the Seven of Swords here, like, usually I usually jump all over people when I see this card, but I feel like it's here. Not necessarily like you're being sneaky with other people per se, but I feel like it's kind of you are weary, or I mean, you're like going back to what I was saying about being suspicious. That's what I feel like this is more about. And I feel also like other people would perceive you maybe as being sneaky or maybe being deceptive because of the hurt that's going on. This is something very internal here. Even with the Six of Swords here, I mean, I feel like, ironic enough, there's water here, right? And then the King of Cups reverse. This is emotion, Virgo, that's involved in here. I mean, even the Ten of Cups. Emotion. Being hurt from other people's sneaky behavior, or from being suspicious. I feel like you want to walk away. And I feel, Virgo, like this, the advice section of the Seven of Swords here is kind of telling you to walk away from something, yes, but walk away from the way you perceive emotion, or the way that you perceive other people's intentions to be, because it's a perception. Now, I'm not saying that there are not people out there that have that, sneaky intention. Of course there are. And you should always, want to catch them, or you should always be weary, or leery, I should say leery, of them. But at the same time, Virgo, look what it's causing you. I feel like you need to take the leap in terms of just putting that trust. Because if you ever want to obtain the Ten of Cups, trust is required. It is, I don't want to even call it imperative, it's contingent. No, it's what is required. It's like wanting to paint your house without paint. That's how you get the job done, is with paint. Yeah, there are other things that go into it. The paintbrush, the palette, all that stuff. But why don't you have the paint? And it's funny that I say paint, because, Virgo, a song came to mind. It's an underground group called Atmosphere. There's a song called Painting. It could be paintings with an S in plural form, but I think it's called Painting. There's a lyric in that song. It says, no color paint is going to cover the stains. The pictures on the wall will all remain. Virgo, are we trying to use color paint to cover the stains? The stains of what we have acquired. These stains meaning the pain, the issues at hand. Are you trying to paint over them? I feel like that's what's going on. Because Virgo, the pictures on the wall will always remain. Going to be there. You can't cover them up with paint. It's not going to work. And if you ever want to achieve this, which this is a part of our human existence in terms of emotional fulfillment and sharing that emotional bond with someone, you're going to have to trust, Virgo. There's no way around it, or I don't want to say you're going to be by yourself, but it amounts to that. But here's the flip side, Virgo. Can you trust yourself to make the right decisions to obtain it? Because if you don't trust yourself, how can you ever trust yourself to even do anything past that point? No? Excuse me, if you can't trust yourself enough to put trust in other people, and trust yourself enough to where you know that you can catch it in time, this is never going to happen. It's a double-edged sword once again. You need to take this leap. I want to say this, take this leap of changing the perception, right? So you can get this and you can obtain this. Change the way that you perceive other people's motives to be. That's what I'm getting from here. If we move over here, you have the world reversed. Excuse me. We have the high priestess reversed. The empress reversed. Pretty much all your major arcana are reversed, Virgo. And here you also have, well, this one's not reversed, this is the hangman, but we'll get to that in a bit. But you could be dealing maybe with an Aries. Possibly, I think that's it. Maybe a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe even possibly a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries again. I think that's pretty much all I see as of now. But back to you guys. There's a reason why, Virgo, the World card is reversed here. I'm sorry, the Wheel of Fortune, I apologize. The Wheel of Fortune here is reversed. Are things moving in your favor? If they are, wonderful. I mean, that's, that's excellent. I mean, hey, you're part of the minority, Cool. But is it really moving in your favor? I feel, Virgo, like it's time to use your intuition, because using your intuition, Virgo, which you have, that's one of your strong points. Very intuitive. Going back to trusting, Virgo. Are you going to trust yourself? Which also includes trusting your intuition. They go hand in hand. There's a contingency. They are predicated. There's a predication upon it, upon those two aspects. Will you, Virgo, continue to miss out on opportunities that are best for you and that you deserve? Are you going to continue to miss out on them? Because when we put ourselves in that position to miss out, we don't gain, right? I mean, obviously. But therefore, how do we move ahead in life? That's when stagnation comes in, when we don't move ahead. When things don't go our way because we are... Get out of your own way, Virgo. This is like the topic of the century for, I can say, us. I'm a fellow Virgo sun. Get out of your own way. You have to. That includes the leap of faith. Just trust yourself, Virgo. Like, trust your intuition. There could be secrets involved, but you came into the reading with the Five of Swords. Now, I'm not saying or implying that you have secrets, but you may keep secrets from yourself or for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's including not being honest. You're losing this battle, Virgo, or you're going to lose it. That's what the Five of Swords represents. to a lot of tarot readers and also to me. It's a battle of one, but it's a battle that no one cares about. It's a convictionless battle. Because what are you winning? It's counterproductive. Now, we excel in a lot of areas. Yes, we do. But we need to take our own advice, and that includes trusting our own intuition. We're great at giving it, but we don't take it. No. This is what we're creating. You're creating the mess. You're creating or perpetuating your demise, Virgo, in terms of things not working or not going in your favor. And also up here, I feel like, okay, once you don't trust your intuition, you then release that, right? You release whatever the situation is that called for it, for your intuition. And you're not willing, Virgo, to fight for trusting your intuition. You're not willing to put the work in because you're not even doing it to begin with. And the Five of Wands can also mean somewhat along the lines of forgiveness. The Five of Wands reverse is also taking other people's opinions into consideration. Are you going to take your own opinion into consideration? You're resting on the Ace of Swords and the Hangman here. Stagnation from being honest and speaking the truth and the root of the truth and where it comes from. Stagnation with the truth in terms of yourself, because you're fighting this battle of one. And I'm not saying that you don't have the vitality or the strength, you know, or the ambition or the bronze to fight it, you know. But look where it's leading you. All counterproductive. All brings adversity. In your thoughts, I mean, what's crowning you even in your thoughts, the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands here reverse. Both reverse. Your actions and your ambition, are they serving you? Nine of Pentacles is not, I consider that not giving to yourself. In Virgo, I mean, the Nine of Pentacles can also represent, you know, the need to release some of your focus on needing to sustain a particular way of living because it is getting in the way, maybe of family or relationships. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles can also represent suffering from some type of setback where you experience some type of loss. And I feel, Virgo, that's leading to like anger, leading to certain thoughts in your mind where, you know, you're kind of subconsciously displacing this. I mean, you're trying to fight a battle that doesn't matter. It's a convictionless battle. But I feel like it's a communication. The communication needs to happen. It has to. That's why it's the Ace. It has to happen from the beginning to from the start. But it's more with yourself. That's sometimes I consider the Ace is a self card, for sure. And in this case, I want to say that it holds, you know, some merit. It's merited in this case. It's not working. And I believe that that's why you have the Ace of Pentacles, which also coincides with the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. You have to begin again or start over, Virgo, of what you're working towards. What are you obtaining from this Nine of Pentacles reversed here? Is it working for you? Are you happy? Because then we have the Queen here. I'm sorry, did I say this was the Queen of Wands? It's the King, I'm sorry. Same thing, I mean, hey, that's really being berating and coming and thinking of negative thoughts to the max. You need to readjust. And also, Virgo, the Ace of Pentacles is an offer of readjusting the way that you approach things, the way that you begin it, the way as to which, the manner as to which you go about something. When you adjust this is when you're going to take that leap. King of Pentacles. You can get this. It's possible. But you're going to have to believe that you deserve it. You're going to have to put the work in, Virgo. That's most important. Because you're never going, and you out of all, pretty much all the zodiac signs know that if you want something, you work for it. And your work ethic is impeccable. But are you going to offer yourself with the Ace of Pentacles? Are you going to offer yourself the chance to even get to that point? Or are you going to continue this mindset, you know? The Seven of Wands is here, reversed, which usually is not a great card, but I believe that in this case, it means to stop fighting against yourself and to give it up. Give up the battle of one with the Five of Swords, as to what you came into the reading with. You know? You need to give it up. It's not really working for you. You need to give it up and begin again with the communication and begin with the Ace of Pentacles. Chariot. You want to move forward in this manner. And also, it's taking the good and the bad, bringing it together, and learning how to bring it together and to move forward with it. This is the bad. Bring the good as well and move forward with it. You could be dealing with the Cancer, maybe. Let's go ahead and pull a Jesus card. See what he has for you. Okay. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Matthew 25:21. I just got this in right now. Normally, when I give you guys, the Jesus cards, the advice from the higher power, who and whatever it is that you confide in, it's all from the same source. It's normally really good, to have nothing negative to say about them. I don't twist words around, you know what I mean? Or I don't try to put my perspective on it, sometimes in terms of like what it could mean. But right when I pulled this card and I showed it to you guys, they want me to tell you, they meaning God, Spirit, they want me to tell you, well done in terms of achieving this. And I know that's a little harsh, it's a little rough, because you're staying faithful to this, Virgo, but imagine if you stood faithful to enlightenment or turning this around. This took a lot of persistence. This took a lot of pertinacity. But imagine if you used it for something that was viable, something that was great, something that will serve you. Imagine how it would have been then. put the same amount of work that you put into this into something that's great for not only you but for other people as well. I'm not saying that you're a horrible person, but we have to go through the issue, not around it, Virgo, you know? I want to pull this card here. Check it out. Whatsoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother, Matthew 12:50. I believe, Virgo, that this card here is saying, well, what it is saying. Whatever you do in terms of light and love, because that's what it's all about in terms of any type of higher consciousness or the source, it's going to spread. You're going to exhibit it. You're going to exude it. That love. And you're going to help change people, and also different types of people are going to be drawn to you and towards you. And you learn to accept some of the right things in life and not be so suspicious because you trust yourself. Remember, that's what I got from the beginning. Trust. But trust yourself first, Virgo. Okay, that completes your reading for September 2017. I'm going to check the description box for a link to book a private reading. You know, if you would like, let's look into this. See what's going on, where the real root lies. You can also book an astrology reading with me. And I look at your chart and, you know, I show you and I go over it with you as well during our session. But I point out some placements within your chart that, you know, you should work on, you know, some of the issues that are in there. We all have them. And there's a lot of good and bad in everyone's chart. But let's look at them. Let's see what's going on. What did you bring into this lifetime? What areas do you need to work on? That's why it's there, you know? And also I give you a PDF file of 20 plus pages of all your placements, and it's all you in there basically. Okay? All right, Virgo. Hope you enjoyed your reading or you appreciated it. All right, we'll see you.